150,000 people. That's it. That's the entire population of the island. 150,000 people, and they just walked into the biggest football tournament on the planet. This is the FT Files. And today, we're opening the case on the most unlikely World Cup story of 2026. The island. Find Curaçao on a map. Go ahead, most people can't. It's a tiny island in the Caribbean Sea. Just 171 square miles of land sitting in the southern waters of the Atlantic. Smaller than most cities. Smaller than most people's idea of a football nation. And yet, here they are. At the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the smallest nation, by both population and area, to ever qualify for this tournament in its entire history. Not just qualify. They topped their group. This story doesn't start in 2025. Then came January 2024. And a phone call that changed everything. Curaçao brought in Dick Advocaat, a man who had guided the Netherlands to the quarterfinals at the 1994 World Cup, and coached South Korea at Germany 2006. A 78-year-old football legend, coming to a tiny Caribbean island for one last mission. And what happened next was extraordinary. Advocaat's side scored an astounding 28 goals across their 10 qualifying matches, the best of any team in CONCACAF. They dismantled Bermuda 7-0 away from home. They beat Jamaica. They never blinked. On the final match day, a 0-0 draw in Kingston was enough. Curaçao topped their group. The dream was real. 150,000 people. And they were going to the World Cup. But the story didn't end there. Because nothing with Curaçao is ever simple. In February 2026, just months before the tournament, Dick Advocaat resigned as manager due to personal reasons, the health of his daughter. The man who built this team. The man who delivered the miracle. Gone. A replacement was brought in. But disagreements between the players and the new coach, as well as pressure from the team's main sponsor, created tension inside the camp. And then, in May, with his daughter's health improving, Advocaat came back. Just 1 month before the World Cup, the oldest manager in history to ever coach at a FIFA World Cup. The old man returned. And the island exhaled. Group E, Germany. Ecuador. Ivory Coast.
Okay.
Nobody gave Curaçao a chance. Their first ever World Cup match was against Germany in Houston. And in the tiny island, that away. Then came Ecuador. And something nobody expected. Goalkeeper Eloy Room made 15 saves, one short of Tim Howard's all-time World Cup record, as Curaçao held Ecuador to a 0-0 draw. Their first ever World Cup point. The world met Eloy Room that day. An overnight sensation. A goalkeeper from a 150,000-person island becoming one of the most talked-about names at the entire tournament. 150,000 people. They said it was too small. They said it was impossible. They said a Caribbean island of 150,000 people had no business being at a FIFA World Cup. And Curaçao looked at all of that, and qualified anyway. They scored at the World Cup. They earned a point at the World Cup. They made the whole world stop and pay attention. This is what football is. Not just the giants. Not just the favorites. But the islands, the underdogs, the ones nobody believed in, writing stories that nobody could have written for them. The FT Files, Case 1. Curaçao. Closed. If this story moved you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because next time on the FT Files, we're opening another case. Another story. Another team that the world wasn't ready for. I'll see you then.